tune if you like. Go right to the middle of what's the new ready.
Well, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dick Conley, Megan's dad. Megan's happy and very proud. And my beautiful wife is here. Janet, would you please stand up? Now you know where Megan gets her good looks. Right over there. We want to welcome you to the celebration of your marriage tonight. Last evening, I may have to take my reading glasses out to read these notes because the lighting's so bad in here, but bear with me. Last evening, we all got together and we met each other in very easy circumstances. We had a lot of good conversations. Both families met, the ones that didn't know each other. We had a great time. And I want to thank you, where are you sitting, please? Where are you?
Which you?
The elder. The elder. We thank you very much for putting that on us tonight. You were the host. It was a great idea. Both families melded together and we had a great time. And I found out a lot about you. I got to know you a little bit better. I was asking a lot of people questions. And one of the things I found out was your nickname. Does anybody in the room know Pinky? You know why they call him Pinky with all the red hair. Then I found out a couple of other things that were necessary to get into law school, probably. One was that he was one of the founding members of a neighborhood club of roughnecks called the Bullets. The Bullets. And then, of course, that was followed up when he did get into college by being the president of the Elvis Presley fan club. Those are all necessary as prerequisites. Anyway, last night Hugh also commented about the vast distance there is between New Haven and Bretton Woods. And he said there was all kinds of miles he went through and he saw green hills and valleys and a lot of cows and a lot of Republicans. Well, I want to tell you that it's all true. Even Garrison Keillor, who's a wonderful Democratic humorist that I listen to quite frequently, put on a performance here not too long ago, and we went with some friends. And he was talking about all the beautiful hills in New Hampshire, the green, lush vegetation, and the solid economy that we have here. And then he said, New Hampshire has the largest legislature per capita of any state in the country. And they do it voluntarily. They don't get paid. That's the way life should be, he said. So I think we're on the right track here. More importantly, though, I found out in the last couple of days how much the Keefe family truly loves my daughter, Nadine. There's no doubt in my mind about that now, for sure. And we share the same feelings about Patrick.
Oh.
The entire family. This is a couple that's demonstrated solid work ethic and a genuine love for each other, without a doubt. The event that we have here tonight is a little different than last night. Last night we were celebrating the meeting of a future bride and groom. Tonight we have to celebrate the matrimony of an animal. That's why we're here. Eventually, I expect to see, most probably, some red-headed grandchildren. From what I see. And I promise you not to call the first one Pinky. We're going to reserve the name Pinky for our granddad Hugh. But you're all here because you've touched the hearts of the Keith family or the Connolly family. And we honor your presence here. It's the best way to support the marriage of our children. You are the most important thing in our lives and in their lives. And that is true, meaningful friendships that last and endure forever. So please help us celebrate the marriage of these two wonderful people tonight.
I was nervous about making a speech, then I saw Pat dance. I could say it will be as bad as Pat dancing, whatever that was. Foxtrot. Good evening, I'm Brendan Keith, Patrick's brother. Pat gave me a few ground rules for this speech. The first one was that I should not mention under any circumstances the fact that he was born with an exoskeletal tail. So, like a good brother, I will honor your request. The second rule was that the speech should not exceed 4 minutes. Again, Pat, that's not going to be a problem. My job is to say nice things about you. It's not going to take 4 minutes. Okay, so since Pat's joining the Megan clan, I thought there were a few things that they should know about him. The first thing, and probably the most important thing, is that he absolutely hates, it's a knee-jerk gut reaction, he hates any sort of pretentiousness. Hates it. Which I always thought was pretty ballsy for a guy named Hugh. So, for example, Pat came to visit me at Trinity, and I was at college, and Pat was at college at PC. And when you're at college, you don't see your family for months and months, and probably 5 months I hadn't seen Pat. So we knew he was coming, and we got some wine. We were drinking wine, glasses of wine. And Pat finally shows up. I hadn't seen him for months and months. He shows up, no hi, no how are you, how have you been? It was an immediate gut reaction to us drinking wine. He was so offended by seeing us drink wine that he just burst into this tie. It was some sort of speed outburst. And he ended up saying, "What? You didn't get me a cheese plate." He called us France-loving traitors. And he stormed out. And that was a box of wine. I can only imagine what's going on in his head looking at all you 1%ers drinking your fancy coffee. But seriously. So, as I look out and see all of you out there, I can see that you have tremendous love for this couple. I know that by looking at you, and and also knowing that you wouldn't drive 6 hours to the middle of nowhere if you didn't have this love for these two. So I know I speak for everyone in the room when we wish Pat and Megan eternal happiness. May your love last forever and always go with God. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, Melanie.
Hello. Thank you so much to Megan and to Hugh for allowing me the honor of toasting you on this incredible occasion. Thank you to the parents of the bride and groom, so thank you Janet and Richard. Thank you Dorothy, and thank you Hugh Sr. and Tara. Thank you all in advance for what is sure to be some of the most amazing dance moves to ever grace the Granite State. And I say that mainly because there are a large number of ex-Salem High School cheerleaders here at this wedding, Megan included. In due course, this dance floor will surely transform it into a production of Bring It On and or Step Up Revolution. So I only have 18 years of private jokes and embarrassing stories to get through. So hopefully we should be able to eat at around midnight. I hope that works for you guys. Please get comfortable. I won't torture you with that. But it would be remiss of me not to mention how and why Megan and I first met. It was the very first day of high school, and I was walking down the hallway, and I was completely stunned by the most dreamy and handsome boy in our class. And after some casual research, I concluded that his name was Ethan Conley, and that he had a twin sister named Megan. And I vowed to infiltrate the family by first becoming Megan's best friend and then becoming Ethan's high school sweetheart. Well, the latter did not come to fruition. He's in much better hands with you, Nicole. Megan and I did in fact become best friends. And Megan, despite my original intentions being a bit disingenuous, I could not be more grateful for our friendship today. You define what it means to be graceful and elegant in all that you do. And you bring happiness and light and energy to all of us who have had the good fortune of knowing you. We have seen each other through graduations and heartbreak and new jobs and new cities and all of the miles and minutes in between. During which enter stage left, Mr. Hugh Patrick Keefe, who was a few years younger than Megan when they first met. And because of that, and because of the fact that none of our boyfriends could ever escape without a nickname, we called Hugh the baby for years. Sometimes I forgot he had a real first name. Regardless of age, Hugh was always the most polite and respectful and chivalrous gentleman any of us had ever met. And much of that rings true today. Hugh, you treat everyone around you with kindness and compassion that is sincere and admirable. And despite our jokes about age, the way that you love our Megan is truly timeless. I love you both so much and am so happy for you and excited as you embark on your journey together as husband and wife. In closing, the measure of a great life is not in how well loved you are, but in how well you love others. To Megan and Hugh, to the beautiful and gracious way you love each other, and to your great life together.
But I'd like to put something in perspective. What we witnessed today was an Episcopal ceremony that joined a Catholic and a Presbyterian. One among Megan and Hugh, or Patrick, is Irish, and the other is Scotch and English. I think that Robert Burns and James Joyce would have a field day with this story. So, as the token Italian, who happens to be Lutheran, I'm honored to the opportunity to say the grace for this evening's dinner. It's my sincere hope that at the end of the evening, that Mrs. Keefe will say that this was religiously correct, that Mr. Keefe will say that it's all legal and binding, and that the Conleys will have enough to pay for it all. We do indeed have to bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we've gathered here to celebrate the love and commitment that has united Megan and Patrick in a wonderful bond of marriage. We ask that you always be with Megan and Patrick and provide your blessings on them. May you give this newly united couple the opportunity to see their children's children. May you watch over them so that Megan and Patrick are poor in misfortune and rich in blessings. May they know nothing but happiness from this day forward. And may we all be grateful for this celebration in recognition that it is a sign of your continuous bounty and providence. May you cause a generous blessing to descend not only on those newly married children of yours, but also the families and friends who are gathered here to celebrate at this joyful banquet. We ask that you bless Megan and Patrick and all of us, O Lord, in these thine gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty through Lord our God.
All right, I'm sorry everyone, I didn't mean to keep you from your meals and drinks, but I felt compelled to give my speech, and so I spent a little bit of time on it this morning. So, first of all, I'd like to say what a great venue to have a wedding. The weather and the mountains and the hotel is just amazing. One spot you should check out in the hotel, there's a spot down in the basement called The Cave. It's actually a bar down in the basement called The Cave. It looks like a cave when you walk in. It's got granite, you go down there. And the youngsters like to call it, when you go down there, they call it getting caved in, or I'm caving in. And you can have a lot of fun with that, kind of wordplay. You wake up in the morning in your head, you're like, oh God, my head is caved in, and it just keeps going on. But, so while we were down in the cave last night with a lot of people here in the wedding, friends and family getting caved in, there was about, 6 or 7 people probably came up to me and said, hey, what's up with your speech? What are you going to say for your speech? And I thought I was just coming up here to have a good time and relax in the mountains and watch my beautiful sister get married. But it became evident I had to give a speech, so here we are. I got a call from my mother middle of last week, and she said, hey, just checking in. I wanted to make sure you got your talks. Yeah, Mom, I got my talks, and it's all set up. And did you get your hotel room? Yep, hotel room's booked. I have one request. And I said, all right, Mom, what's that? She's like, I want you to shave. And I said, okay. She's like, I was looking at wedding pictures in the past of your friends' weddings, and you look like a bum. You had a scraggly beard and sunglasses in every picture. Your father and I put a lot of work into this. Will you please shave your face? I said, no problem, Mom, I'll shave. Under one condition. Under one condition. My father is really one of the funniest human beings you'll meet off the cuff, but the man cannot tell a joke to save his life. Okay? So I said to my mother, Mom, as long as Dad promises not to embarrass the family and tell a long-winded joke with a punchline that makes no sense, I will shave. So, and he's behaved himself tonight, he really has. He truly has. But, I just want you to know, Dad, that the beard can come out at any minute. Okay? So, deal's a deal, pal. All right? Okay. Get to the next page here. All right. That hotel scrapbook here. All right. So, as I mentioned, Megan and I are twins. First thing you say when you have an identical twin, people are always, oh my God, are you identical? People always say, are you identical? It's like, are you an idiot? No. Did you go to sex ed in high school? My sister. So no. But she is 9 minutes older than me. Okay, or 6 minutes. Is it 6 minutes? No, 6 minutes. So she's 6 minutes older than me. And that doesn't seem like much. But it's incredible what a 6-minute head start in life can do for you. And I have proof, so here's my proof. When we were young, it wasn't like, I mean, you could definitely tell she was 6 minutes older than me, it was obvious. But it became much more evident when we hit high school. We started high school in 1995. She graduated in 99. I was a sophomore. We moved on from there. She moved out of my parents' house, moved to Boston, went to Northeastern University. I stayed living in my parents' basement. I had a roommate named Seth. I actually later joined Megan at Northeastern somehow. They were doing some kind of family deal special or something. And while I was there, I had a great time, but the amount of time it took me to get my bachelor's degree, Megan got her master's. It was incredible. And I could kind of just keep beating myself up here, but the point I want to make is Megan's work ethic and drive and focus is truly unbelievable. She makes me so proud. You and him hard work into your marriage and show you her love for you, and things will work. With that said, welcome to the family unit. You got 2 new brothers, more redheads. Don't make sure you doesn't have them here. But, welcome to the family. Cheers.